What's up, everybody? This is Jose Gagnon, the Random Guy 75, here again today. And we are now on episode 9 of Everything Wrong with Thomas the Train commentaries. We're doing Home at Last, which is the name of today's episode. And as you can see, at the beginning now of the episode, Skarloey has finally been brought back to the railway from being repaired, all the way from episode 6, when he had to get repaired because since his springs got, since one of his springs broke. So now he's finally back on the railway, and he's going to be meeting, Rusty for his very first time. And in this episode, and also in episode 10, we'll be introduced to another new engine that will be, or character that will be joining the Skarloey Railway, and his name is Duncan. So we're gonna see how he is like and what kind of stuff goes on with him, pretty much. And I'll be doing my usual 2 episodes, so episodes 9 and 10. And we're going to get the things rolling. You already know the things going here. And we're going to get things started right now, man. Yeah. You already know the things going on this channel, man. Yeah.
Skarloey had been to the works to be mended. He felt much better. Rusty the Diesel was helping him off his truck. Skarloey hadn't met the little diesel before. Rusty seems a kindly sort of engine, he thought to himself. I help to mend the line and do odd jobs, explained Rusty. I hear everyone is looking forward to seeing you again. Come on. Peter Sam was feeling depressed. He was still getting over his accident, but he wanted to start work again. The Fat Controller wouldn't let him. Another day's rest will do you good, he said. Besides, I've got a surprise for you. For me, sir? How nice, sir. What is it, sir? Wait and see.
And it's going to be a very special surprise because he's going to see who's finally, been brought back to the railway after being mended, pretty much. He's going to be super surprised. It's a very super special surprise for Peter Sam.
The surprise was Skarloey. Oh, said Peter Sam, I'm glad you've come home. They lit Skarloey's fire and he sizzled happily. I feel all excited, he said, just like a young engine. Now, tell me all the news. I see you've met Rusty, said Peter Sam. Yes, I like that diesel. So do I, replied Peter Sam. It's a pity Duncan doesn't. Who is Duncan? He came as a spare engine after my accident, replied Peter Sam. Is he useful? He keeps busy and I'm sure he means well, but he's bouncy and rude. He sings and sways and swills around. His driver calls it rock and roll. I understand, said Skarloey gravely. His driver interrupted. Duncan has done it again. He's stuck in a tunnel. Come on, old boy. We'll have to get him out.
Now Skarloey's actually going to be able to see Duncan in person, which I'm pretty sure he wasn't really expecting, because since he just, got back from being mended. But now he's going to go to, see Duncan in person and see, like, what his personality is going to be like and stuff. He's probably going to be wicked surprised to, hear about, all the crazy comments that Duncan's going to be making in this episode and also in the next episode as well. Like I said, he's just, he probably can't believe, he probably didn't expect at all that he's going to be meeting Duncan, right as he, was brought back on the same day that he came back from being mended.
Skarloey was pleased. He wanted to run and looked forward to meeting Duncan. They found the guards van and some workmen and hurried up the line. How nice and smooth the rails are, thought Scarlowy. They've mended all the old bumps. A little diesel helped do that. What a difference Rusty's made to the line. Quite soon they found Duncan. He was stuck at the far end of the tunnel, and he was very cross. I'm a plain blunt engine, as speak as I find. Tunnels should be tunnels and not rabbit holes. This railway is no good at all. Don't be silly, snapped his driver. This tunnel is quite big enough for engines who don't rock and roll. It took some while to clear away the rocks and set Duncan free again.
I still, it's kind of crazy how Duncan basically just made himself, get stuck in the tunnel by moving from side to side, because that's basically what rock and roll is for him. It just means he bounces around too much and he moves from side to side too much. So it's crazy, like all that moving to side, and then he just gets himself stuck in the tunnel. It's crazy, man. Super craziness. But now the workmen are there to try to, fix the tunnel up a little bit. So that way they can, Duncan can get free from the tunnel. And that way Scarlowy can push him back to the sheds.
At last, Scarlowy was able to push Duncan and his coaches safely through. The guard's van was left on the siding, and the workmen stayed to make sure everything was safe. Duncan grumbled all the way home, but Scarlowy paid no attention. Later, the Fat Controller spoke severely to Duncan. Listen to me. There is nothing wrong with that tunnel. You stuck in it because you tried to do rock and roll. Tunnels are not dance floors, and you are not a pop star. The Fat Controller gave his full attention to Duncan's funnel. If it happens again, he ended ominously, I shall find ways to cut you down to size. In other words, your career is on the line. Need I say more? Duncan thought the Fat Controller had said quite enough, and he remained completely silent and still for at least a whole week.
So now we can all probably tell, that, the big thing with Duncan's personality is that he just likes to complain about, everything pretty much. And mostly everything that happens to him. So, that's like his big thing he always does in basically all the episodes that he's going to be featured in the show now, is that he just loves to complain. But now, since this was his first time having a stern talking to by Sir Topham Hatt, he, decides to be wise about it and just, stay quiet. So that was episode 9, Home at Last, where we finally got to see Scarlowy again, and we got to see a new character, Duncan. And like I said, we'll be seeing him again in episode 10 as well. So get the greatness, have the happy times. You already know how the thing's going here. And we will see you on the next video, man. Yeah. Woo! Yeah, man. Keep it rolling all the days and all the nights. Yeah.